With the increase to stay home, this also includes our workouts. So what does this mean for our gym membership? This means we move everything to our home. So the question is, how do we go about doing that? And can we do it on a budget? Stay tuned. Hey there, Mama. It's Jamie with the Badass Mama Gang, and today we're going to talk about all things home gym. So just yesterday, we just got this room finished, and this is what's going to be turned into my home gym. And I thought this was a perfect opportunity to create a video and walk you through what I'm picking to go in here to make it perfect for my workout. So the first couple of things that I want to talk about is it's super important to develop a gym or create a gym that is very personalized to you. If we just go look at our neighbor Carol's gym that's in the garage, that may not be the best option for what you're trying to do. And we can ask a couple of questions to personalize that down to make it the perfect space for you. So the first question that we're going to ask ourselves is, where do you actually plan on working out? Are you going to have a dedicated space? Is this going to be in a basement? Is it going to be in a garage or a she shed? One of the things I do want you to think about is that Mother Nature is a beast. And if you pick something that is not necessarily temperature controlled, you may have a spot that may be too hot or too cold, or bugs during certain times of the year that would be, you don't want to go there. And so if you have a space that you develop, but ew, you're not going to go there. So think about that when you're kind of looking around your house and you're like, okay, what's a good spot that I can create, that I can dedicate, that I can do some sort of a workout in that space. The other thing, and for my mamas, think about this. If you pick a space that is just like right dead center in the middle of your house, and you've got your kids running around and your dogs running around and your kitty cats running around and a husband that's running around, sometimes it can be very distracting to be right in the center of a household trying to do your workout. So that may be something else to keep in mind is there an area, and you don't need anything very big, but is there an area in your home that you can set aside for you to do some workouts, that you don't have to constantly be dragging out equipment, that everything can be sat in one little spot? Okay, so first question that you need to ask is, where do you want to put this? Our next question is, what do you like to do? Some people like to walk, some people like to run, some people like to lift, some people like dance fitness, some are spin, CrossFit, all kinds of things. When you're starting to get the equipment, you got to think about the workouts that you truly love. Don't worry about what Carol down the street has. She went and got a nice spin bike for Christmas, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do that. But in the back of your mind, you're saying to yourself, I hate spin.
Okay, everybody, let's take this next hill. Excuse me. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you just let me run this. You know what? You had your chance. You're no leader. Up.
Don't pick items that you're like, there's no way that I'm going to touch that, do that. That's a one-timer. When you're investing money into your home gym, really stop and think about the types of workouts that you like. Not what your neighbor likes, not what your husband likes, not what your friend down the street likes, what you like. So if you're one that likes dance fitness, you may not need anything but just a spot on the floor. If you like to do strength training, you may need some weights or a mat. If you like to do spin type of classes, go look at that spin bike. There's tons of options, but just narrow it down to specifically of what you like. Our next question is, you gotta really think about, what is your budget truly? Like, truly. Because the thing about fitness gear, especially those info commercials, it'll suck you in. The next thing you know, you got gadgets galore. So one of the things that we have here, especially in our household, is we call it the eBay price. So before we even walk into anything that we know is going to be a major purchase, we set a price and we say this is our eBay price, and we won't go above it. So that's helpful when you walk into that sporting goods store, or you walk into a place where you're going to buy equipment, or you're looking online and you already know that it's outside of your budget. You're going to start looking for some other options. So set yourself a budget up front before you even open up Amazon. All right, so let's talk about some staples, some things that you can put into your home gym that most people are commonly used, where you can find them, what you can do. If you are new to fitness or you're returning to fitness, I'm actually going to tell you to go get nothing. And if you're like, what? I'm going to tell you that you can get an amazing workout with just your body weight. You can do squats and some push-ups and some planks. You can do core work on the ground. You only need you and a comfortable spot on the floor, and that's it. So zero money, just finding a spot around the house. The next thing that I would tell you is before you go and get some weights or dumbbells or starting to look in that avenue, look around your house. A lot of us have items already in our house that you could use as weights. So books, water bottles, soup cans. You would be so surprised at the creativity that you can come up with of some weighted items that are not necessarily dumbbells that you can use for a weighted workout. And if you're looking for some body weight workouts, Badass Mama Gang is a great place to start. There are several workouts there that are for legs, upper body, and core that all you need is you and some sort of device that you can hit play for a YouTube video and go. So let's move on to, okay, we are gonna put a little bit of money into our home gym, and what are some staple items that I can get that are not gonna break the bank? So first things first, go look at some dumbbells. What I'm gonna tell you with dumbbells, and I'm gonna put a couple of pictures in here, is that go put your hands on them. Especially us women that have small hands, we don't wanna get one of the dumbbells that has like the great big grip to it. You wanna kind of get one that's comfortable for you, that when you pick up that weight, you're not worried about losing the weight because you can't, hold on to it. So there's a couple of places that you can look for dumbbells. Amazon's a great place, Walmart, and I'm gonna give you one that I would have never thought of, but you can get them there, is the Dollar General store. There are spots that you can look everywhere. The other place that I would tell for you to look when you're starting to look for exercise equipment is Facebook Market, and even at like Craigslist or yard sales, or to be honest with you, if you have like a Facebook page for your neighborhood, send a message out that says, hey, I'm looking for some weights. Does anybody have any? You might be surprised with what you get. And you might be surprised if they say, please take them. The second item that I will tell you to go after is a mat. When you get a mat, you're gonna wanna make sure that you get one that meets your knees, right? Your knees are gonna kind of set the parameter of what type of mat that you want. I have one that's super thin, and I have one that's super cushy, depending on what type of floor I'm on. The carpet, I go really thin. If I'm on this hardwood floor, I'm gonna go with the squishy one. The reason why I like to have a mat on top of carpet is because, I don't know about you guys, but I sweat like everywhere. And so I wanna be able to keep that sweat on my mat versus, in my carpet. So mat is your second thing, but take a look at the squishiness and determine your flooring and if you need some extra cushion under your knees. My next one is resistance bands. If I had to pick one piece of equipment and that was the only thing I could get, it would be resistance bands. They come in various different shapes. The mini resistance bands are circles, and you can get those in kind of a rubber type material, and you can also get them in cloth type material. If you're going to be doing just legs, types of leg exercises, I would tell you to go after those cloth ones. The thing that's really nice about them, you can throw them in the washing machine and wash them. If you want to have one that's a little bit more multi-purpose, you can use them with arms and core and legs. I would go with the plastic, the rubber ones. You can also get these super cheap off of Amazon. You can go get them at your local Walmart or Target. But it is probably my number one go-to, easy to use, adding some resistance to the exercises that I'm doing. The other type of resistance band that you can get, I don't know if you see it, they always remind me of like Jane Fonda, but they're great. They're the ones that have the tube and then it has a handle, and then you can use, that's another option. And then the last one, you can get resistance bands that are very large, and you'll see a lot of people loop those around something and use them as a pulling type of mechanism. But out of all of those resistance bands, the ones that are the mini bands, absolutely my favorite, and are perfect for a beginner that's coming into fitness or someone who is returning back. The last thing that I'm gonna put in this category, and honestly, you don't even have to go buy them, is a slider. What I say by not buying them, you can just head downstairs to your kitchen and get yourself some paper plates or a washcloth. They work just like sliders. But if you're like, no, I want to be fancy, you can get these also off of Amazon or Walmart. They're usually about under $10. And these are sliders that you can put under your hands or your feet. And you can do exercises that are so good for the core, but you can also do upper body and lower body. But it adds a nice staple or well-roundedness of a home gym. So if you're looking for the staples of a gym, I would stick with 4 things: your dumbbells or your weights, a good mat, resistance bands, and sliders. And remember, your sliders don't have to be fancy. You could go to your kitchen and get yourself a paper plate. I'm gonna pause here for a second, and I want you to notice that I have said nothing about a cardio machine. So a lot of us, that's kind of our go-to, right? Our very first thing is okay, well, I'm gonna need a treadmill, an elliptical, a Stairmaster, and a new bike. Here's what I'm gonna tell you about cardio. Go head outside. If you have the ability to walk or run or jog, Pick that before you invest in something huge like a treadmill or an elliptical machine. If that is your primary source of exercise at a gym location and you know that it is something that you're going to do continuously, then go get one. But if it's something that you're not normally using, you're not really sure that you are going to use it, it's a big investment up front. I would start with the smaller items and use outside as your friend to do your cardio if you want to walk or run before you purchase your large equipment. Now we're down to our nice to haves. So over the years, I've just kind of like gathered stuff when I see it on sale or if I see somebody is giving it away. The unfortunate thing is that nothing matches, but you end up building a home gym over time. It's just mismatched. That's okay. So a couple of nice to have items that is a weighted ball. So it literally looks like a volleyball or a soccer, but it has a weight that's associated to it. You can get it in all kinds of weights, 5, 10, 15, 20, it goes all the way up. You can either get the one that is made out of rubber and it looks like a basketball or a soccer ball, or you can get the one that's made out of material, and you may see those in exercises where people take them and they slam them down on the ground. It's up to you on which one you want to use. Again, I would pick one that you've been doing exercises with, or there's a workout that you would like to incorporate into your workout. And the next nice to have is a kettlebell. And so that is your weighted ball that has the handle over the top of it. The Dollar General store of all places actually has these. So if you're looking to add it and you're like, I want it now, you can get it on the cheap. Go check out the Dollar General store. But kettlebells are also a great thing to add as a nice to have. Because remember, it's a weight and you've already picked up your dumbbells. So this is just an addition to that. The next thing would be a bench or a dedicated something that you can sit on and lift with. You could use a chair, you can use a desk. I use a desk for a lot of different things, whether it's like an incline push-up or some tricep work, but there's many, many options that you can use that is existing in your house. But if you have an area that is set up and you're like, I would like to have a dedicated bench, those are really nice. Here's what I'm going to tell you. These suckers are always available on Craigslist, Facebook Market. People get them and then they want to get them out of their space because it takes up space. So I would go and look for used equipment first before purchasing that brand new one. A stepper. Do you remember the step class? Oh, they're coming back. They're coming back. Okay, so step class. This is also a nice to have. What I just recently did though is actually I went and bought a step stool. If you go and look at steppers on Amazon, they're like crazy expensive. Just go get a step stool. You just need something to be able to step on and step down. Done. Cheap. The last thing, and this is going to borderline on bougie because it's kind of expensive, but it is an amazing piece of equipment, is that Bosu ball. I'm going to put a little picture down here of what that looks like. That Bosu ball, it's going to take any one of your normal exercises that you do and set it on fire because it's all about balance work and making you uneven. So if you get your home gym to a certain spot and you're like, I need this one extra thing, Bosu ball is what I would tell you to go get. Okay guys, so let's wrap this up. So in my home gym, I'm going to be moving up my dumbbells. I have a weighted ball. I have a mat. I have some resistance bands. I have my sliding discs or my plates, my Bosu ball. Have I said that? I've probably said that 3 times. I love that thing. And then I have a couple of miscellaneous items, but honestly, that's really the basics of what I'm working with. If you are looking for some home workouts, like you're like, okay, great, I have all this equipment. Now what do? You need to go check out the Badass Mama Gang on YouTube or even over on their badassmamagang.com page. You can print out the workouts or you can just hit play and do the workouts with them. The other thing, if you want to join a group of people, if that's what you're missing about the gym, because I'll be honest, that is what I miss most about the gym, is being able to come together with my girls and work out, because you're working out and you're talking about the day. We still have that as an option within the Badass Mama Gang, where we meet twice a week in the morning through Zoom. It's not perfect, but we have tons of laughs. We can talk about the day, how you're doing, and byproduct, to get a good workout. So if you're interested in that, I will put the link down in the description so you can check out some additional information on that. We would love to have you join our group. I always say the more the merrier, a lot more laughs to go with that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like this channel, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, go be awesome. Thanks, guys.